Let's raise the big questions on the top of the news today. Is this the biggest setback to the Aam Aadmi Party since its inception 10 years ago? Central agencies gunning for the non-BJP opposition? Is this a blow now to KEJRIWAL'S national ambitions? Just some of the questions that we will raise. Joining me now is Jasmine Shah, the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. Onika Mehrotra is a Congress spokesperson. And Shazia Ilmi, BJP spokesperson, was once with the Aam Aadmi Party. I'm going to first start with what happened with Manish Sisodia. And let me put up a graphic as to why this is possibly, as I've called it, the biggest blow to AAP since its inception. Why does Sisodia matter? He's Arvind KEJRIWAL'S most trusted man. It's virtually been his right-hand man for the last 10 years. He's handled all the major departments, 18 departments under him. He runs the Delhi government. As a result, Arvind KEJRIWAL could go across the country campaigning. Number 2 in AAP and was an emerging brand. He was the face of what the AAP called its Delhi model, the Delhi education policy. He was, and we believe it could hit the AAP's national plans if his image is affected, because it also prevents KEJRIWAL from spreading across the country. Let me ask this to Jasmine Shah. Jasmine Shah, do you agree with my proposition that this is the biggest setback to the Aam Aadmi Party since its inception 10 years ago? You claimed you were anti-corruption and your main leader is being arrested for corruption.
Certainly not, Rajdeep. BJP is now a master at playing the strategy that buy them. If you cannot buy them, bend them with the threat of CBI and ED. And if you cannot bend them, then arrest them. And by taking this action, by completely breaking laws, by no legal precedents, by jailing the Deputy CM of Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party today is clearly the only opposition that BJP considers. Today,
no, 1 minute, Mr. Shah. What is the law? What is the law which is being broken here? No, 1 minute. There is nothing in the law that prevents a Deputy Chief Minister from being arrested. So what is the law which is being broken, Mr. Jasmine Shah?
Rajdeep, it is very clear, the entire argument, what is the argument CBI is making? CBI is saying that no, there is a purported scam that has happened and we would like to investigate you. For the last 10 months, Mr. Sisodia has cooperated. Every time he has been called, he has gone and he has cooperated, answered whatever questions were asked. His house has been raided, his office has been raided, his lockers have been opened up. But still the BJP and their puppet agencies, which is CBI and ED, are saying कि नहीं 10,000 crore का घोटाला हो गया. Not a single rupee has been traced to Mr. Manish Sisodia. And now they are saying that, he's not cooperating and therefore we would like to arrest him. You have not proven any charges in the court. You have not shown that how Mr. Sisodia is not cooperating. Just by saying that he is not accepting our allegations and therefore he is not cooperating, that has become today the joke and an abuse of law.
Mr. Jasmine Shah, but Mr. Jasmine Shah, let's look at the charges. Undue benefits to liquor sellers, a commission paid according to the CBI, changing the policy without the LG's nod that gave these retailers huge benefits, a waiver of 143.46 crores to liquor lobby, license fee refunded to retail defaulters, loss of revenue as a result to exchequer, destroying phones where in a bid to conceal digital evidence. These are the charges, among others, being listed. Your argument when you face these charges, these are very specific charges that are being made.
Rajdeep, these charges are not being made for the first time. For the last 1 year, almost 10 months, I must say, ever since CBI has gotten into action, these questions have been asked. And for all of these, there are answers. I'll tell you, there have been questions about the allegation that there is something faulty with the policy itself. Let me tell the viewers of your show that the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi approved the excise policy, not once, twice. The file during the framing of the excise policy went once. LG asked some 10-15 changes to be made, which were made, and then again the file was sent and then he approved it. So now you are investigating all Aam Aadmi Party ministers, but you will not call the LG. You will not ask for an explanation as to why did you approve XYZ charges are being leveled. It is very clearly as black and white.
Is it true or not that the profit margin was raised from 5% to 12% for the liquor cartel, that an import fee of 50 rupees per case of beer was removed, that a 30 crore deposit was refunded to the airport license bidder?
Rajdeep, sitting on this show, if we are going to settle all the legal arguments and what processes and norms were followed, everything was followed, everything was done as per due procedure. Everything was done where, there is a chain of officials that is always involved in any department. And again, I am saying that the file was sent to the LG twice and the LG approved it. That is how the policy was rolled out. This is nothing but an eyewash. This is only a measure today to say that Aam Aadmi Party is the principal challenger for BJP. We need to fix them, quote unquote, and therefore let's make something out of nothing. Let's ensure that, we abuse the agency. I'll give a very interesting statistic. In the last 8 years of Modi rule, 95% of all political cases investigated by CBI has been done on opposition.
I'll come to that. I'm going to come to that. I have a separate graphic. I have a separate graphic. Hold your horses. I will come to that. But I want before that Shazia Ilmi to respond. Shazia Ilmi, do you believe that the Aam Aadmi Party has a case when they say, look, Manish Sisodia has been targeted? For the last 6 months, various raids have taken place on Manish Sisodia's house. So far, we have not heard of any disproportionate assets with Mr. Sisodia. In all these raids, the CBI has not come out with evidence of disproportionate assets with Manish Sisodia. Do you believe that the Aam Aadmi Party has a case to suggest that this is pure vendetta?
I think, good evening Rajdeep, I really think and believe and know, having been an insider, that Aam Aadmi Party is extremely corrupt. I know it's all being exposed now, but this is something I know of and various others who were part of the team for a long, long time. The fact of the matter is that the pace at which they have amassed ill-begotten wealth is like probably the fastest if you look at the corruption and the history of corruption.
No, where is the disproportionate assets, ma'am? Those are rhetorical statements that they are. No, 1 minute. Ma'am, 1 minute.
Yeah,
1 minute. What is being suggested is 85% of the electoral bonds go to the BJP. Those are opaque bonds. The remaining money is being divided by other parties. They are looking for sources of revenue.
Yes.
Where is the disproportionate assets? Can you show me disproportionate assets accumulated by Mr. Sisodia?
No, I tell you what I can show. I found the justification of all that has been done and the obfuscation by Jasmine Shah rather cute. And I tell you why. If the policy was so good, why was it revoked? And you mentioned just the figure of 144 crores, but I want to ask if the sale and consumption of alcohol, if it's sale of wine, which was 60%, 59% more, and 80% in the case of whiskey, why was the excise reduced and there was a loss to the exchequer, Delhi exchequer, of 193 crores? Why was the old policy, which did not allow manufacturers to be retailers, allowed? Why were the blacklisted companies preferred? Why was a policy made in the first place, replacing the old one, and the blueprint shared with the same players, and all of them are in the jail?
Okay, you raised very important question, which I think.
I'm talking about Dinesh Arora, who is now speaking and singing like a canary and giving information. No, I have real facts to present to you.
No, you're raising important questions. Jasmine Shah has to answer today.
So these are, instead of being all over the place, they can just answer. Why did you start the policy and revoke it? Why was there loss to exchequer? Why was the commission fees, the rate increased from 2% to 12%? What is the kickback story? Why were the phones destroyed? And so many of them.
Shazia Almi, now Jasmine Shah must answer the basic question. If your policy was so good, just a minute, ma'am. No, ma'am, you must wait. Producer, if your policy was so good, why was it revoked is the central question being asked. And the fact is, people have been arrested around Mr. Sisodia, who apparently, according to CBI sources, are claiming that many of these changes were made at the level of Mr. Sisodia to give undue benefits to specific retailers. So the CBI claims they've got a chain.
Rajdeep, you will bear me out that these are the same questions. ये जो बोलते हैं घिसी पिटी एक script BJP spokesperson have been repeating for the past 1 year. I have been on hundreds of shows, answered each of these questions, and if they are not willing to listen, sorry, I don't think that we should be wasting a lot of time going through the same list of questions. I'll still answer one question, Rajdeep, that you asked. I will answer now. I'll come to the question you said, why did...
The courts, the police has arrested people and those people have not got bail from the courts. So the courts seem to be accepting prima facie the CBI's argument.
It is not the case. There is always in CBI, whenever CBI has asked for remand, and we know this is a script, Rajdeep. Who are we fooling here? We know the script that CBI will say that cooperate nahi kar rahe. By that it means that the allegations I am throwing at you, you are not accepting. Therefore, आप cooperate नहीं कर रहे हो. पहले 5 दिन की रिमांड देंगे, फिर 10 दिन की रिमांड देंगे, फिर judicial custody देंगे. I mean, this is how you abuse the process of law. BJP has become a master at it. I credit them for being such a master at it. But in the process, they are breaking the trust and faith people have. How do you explain the fact
that all those who've been arrested in this case are not getting bail? So clearly they see prima facie the CBI and ED has been able to build a case.
No, many people have been arrested in ED, in the PMLA law. We know how draconian it is in terms of how difficult it is to get a bail. And please, let's not put the cart before the horse. Let the court announce the verdict and then start calling and alleging or saying ki, these are the people who are guilty. Who is BJP today and their puppet agencies? Today we know that CBI and ED are only dancing at the tunes of these of their political masters. Rajdeep, many of the officers, the honest officers inside these agencies tell us that the tremendous amount of political pressure, almost the entire agency today has been only behind Aam Aadmi Party. There is no Adani scam to be investigated anymore. There are no other corporate scams. There is, and BJP washing machine leaders, Narayan Rane.
You will not answer the question.
All of these people are non-issued at all.
Okay,
so
why did you revoke the policy? 1 minute, Jasmine, why did you revoke the policy then?
Rajdeep, you are very much aware that this question has been answered. I'll repeat it for the one more time with the assurance that you will not ask again because you've already heard it 100 times.
No,
the day it was repealed, Mr. Manish Sisodia, as a responsible minister, gave a press conference as to why we are repealing it. It was repealed because after the current LG came to Delhi, he initiated a CBI investigation. And after the investigation started, the next year of tenders under the policy were to be given out. All the officers drew back, saying we will not implement this policy anymore because there is an investigation underway.
Okay.
अगर हम implement करेंगे तो हम पर भी investigation होगा. That is the reason, because of the LG's action, we had to take back this policy.
So you're putting the ball in the LG's court, saying because of the LG's action you revoke the policy. Onika Mehrotra, you're listening to AAP and BJP slugging it out. Where does the Congress stand? Do you believe Manish Sisodia is a victim of vendetta, or do you believe that the chickens have come home to roost?
Rajdeep sir, if you remember, on 3rd of June 2021, it was a Congress who sent a complaint to the commissioner, a Delhi commissioner, and henceforth we went and met Hardeep Puri sir also regarding this issue. We categorically mentioned that there are flaws in the policy, and we have been debating that for more than over a year. It is evidently clear, Rajdeep sir, that the ED, CBI and income tax, you can see after 2014 and before 2014, from 300 to 3,000 cases and conviction rate 0.5%. So that clearly shows how arm-twisting the BJP does.
Is it vendetta? Is it vendetta or corruption, ma'am?
Sir, I'm coming to that, sir. So now it depends on the case. No, sir. You see, these very anti-corruption crusaders, if you remember distinctly, Rajdeep sir, they said Sheila ji Imandar. Didn't they do that? They tarnished her image. And 8 years down the line, not a single charge came against her. And on the other hand, this very Aam Aadmi Party, with the tag of Imandari, have got the minister in the jail, sir. So that's clear that yes, that there has been corruption. Let the court decide. If they claim that they are, Andolan Se Uthi Party, let them fight it out.
That Jasmine Shah, before I come to Shazia Ilmi, is the central question. You all came to power, ye corrupt hai, wo corrupt hai, Sheila ji corrupt hai, CWG mein paisa banaya. That time you all built your reputation on those allegations. Now when allegations are made, you're saying it's vendetta. Therefore, the argument, chickens have come home to roost.
Absolutely not, Rajdeep. We are not saying the moment you see politics mein allegations hote rahenge. We are not saying that this is vendetta when you're making allegations. We are saying that when you're harassing and jailing innocent people without any kind of a substantive evidence, we are saying aap court mein jaiye. Please put your evidence in front of the court. Let the legal process take over.
No, that's
if the
what's
court
happening.
announces a verdict, it will be acceptable.
But that's what's happening.
But
They have gone to the court.
That's what's happening.
No. To
That's what's
arrest
happening.
the deputy
Hello,
chief
where are you
minister,
living,
tell me
Jasmine? This is exactly what's happening.
This is nothing but a blatant abuse of law, and it is showing the desperation and the intoxication of power that the BJP has.
Okay.
It has today virtually announced that
these
it
are
has
just
only
words.
Arvind
These
Kejriwal
are just words.
and Aam Aadmi Party
these are
to fear.
these
It
are
has
platitudes.
absolutely
Okay,
These are
one
nothing
minute,
to
one
say.
minute, one minute,
And
Shazia,
every
one by
week
one.
there is a
Stand
new
it.
scam that we
Shazia,
keep
one by
releasing.
one, I'm coming to you. Okay, you know, Shazia Ilmi, you're saying these are words. This is rhetoric that the Aam Aadmi Party is using. Let me just, in a way, provide some facts. And I want you, Shazia, to respond to this. Because the one strong argument that they have is look at the way in those who have aligned with the BJP are accused. 300 crore money laundering case against Narayan Rane, he's a union minister. Probe stopped after he joined the BJP. Shuvendu Adhikari, accused in Narda case, probe stopped after he joined the BJP. Hemanta Biswa Sarma, accused in bribery scandal, probe stopped after he joined the BJP. Bhavna Gowli, MP of the Shinde Sena, skipped 5 ED summons, now chief whip of the Shinde Sena in Lok Sabha. Yashwant Jadhav and his wife, couple under ED probe for FEMA violation with the Shinde Sena. We don't know what's happened to the case. Anand Arsul, same thing. I can go on and on. Pratap Sarnaik, raided by ED when he was with Shiv Sena, now with Shinde Sena, case is closed. Arjun Khotkar, and we can go on and on. B.S. Yediyurappa, today felicitated by the Prime Minister. So the question arises is this. It is not rule of law, it is rule of power. You're misusing the agencies to target the opposition. Kripa Shankar Singh, moment he switched to you, case gone.
I got it.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I got it. The first time you began this question, because that's what we keep getting all the time. Now,
it's a fair question.
What do we see when these raids happen? What did we see in West Bengal? Did we see... No, it's a fair question. Rajdeep, it's a fair question. And I'll answer as I do all the time. So, did we see the stashes and mountains of cash, or did we not? We saw them in West Bengal, right? We saw what happened. As for these cases that you mentioned, every case is different, and I can go into details.
No, how are they different? How are they different? How is someone who is summoned by the ED, the summons stop the moment they switch to the BJP? The BJP becomes a laundry machine.
To the opposition. But conversely, Rajdeep, I'm answering you. Conversely, by the same logic, does it mean that if you belong to the opposition, you can indulge in corruption?
Of course not.
Does it mean that?
You
Does
cannot.
it mean you can get away and nobody will act against you?
No, you
and
cannot.
Also, let's go into all the names you took. Let's go over it. Let's go over the point you made and the question asked. Now, if there is actually evidence in place that they're being let off, nobody stops. I mean, Aam Aadmi Party was an expert in this. I mean, tell me about it. I was a founder member and part of the India Against Corruption. They were experts in going to, you can go to a police station, you can raise it elsewhere, you can make changes in the
Shazia Ilmi, that's being disingenuous. अरे मेरे पास ED, the 1 minute madam, मेरे पास ED है, मेरे पास CBI है, so what do I do?
Give me 30 seconds.
How do I go to a police station? मेरे पास ED है, मेरे पास CBI है.
I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
You have to allow.
No, ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
You know, if you are a BJP leader, the Aam Aadmi has to investigate. If you are an opposition leader, CBI...
No, 1 minute, Jasmine. Jasmine, you must allow her to complete.
No, I don't think it's technical. No, let me finish.
All these examples.
I was not able to finish, Rajdeep, because you interjected.
Ma'am, these are very serious examples.
They can very well go to court. They can go to a police station saying that. But
how do I go to the police station when the ED is closing the case?
Any of them to go to court? How can you show evidence? Show evidence of what's happening.
Ma'am, evidence was shown by the ED. Evidence in these cases was shown by the ED. The moment they switched sides, the evidence, the case was closed.
Do you remember the PIS? Do you remember the Rafale matter? Do you remember the Rafale matter? Congress party did go, and what came out of it?
Okay, this is the week, ma'am, but
coming back to this corruption that you're talking about, old and new, old and new. Now the fact of the matter is, this does not take away the fact that there was not just irregularities but actual blatant corruption. happening in the case of Satyendra Jain. In the case of Manish Sisodia and the
there was brazen corruption also in the land scams of Karnataka. There was brazen corruption in the land scams of Karnataka. There was brazen corruption in the extortion rackets in Maharashtra, but no one touches them. But you make a good point. Mr. Jasmine Shah, just a minute. Mr. Jasmine Shah, whether you are in opposition or government, just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute. Corruption is corruption, Jasmine Shah. The Delhi liquor policy case is not just about Manish Sisodia. There is as I said, a chain which has been established between Delhi and Telangana. Now, you can argue that it is vendetta. What we are being told by our sources is that before the Punjab and Goa elections, you are looking for cash. This was the way you got your cash. Now, the BJP gets its cash from electoral bonds, and that's another debate, that they monopolize the cash. But you also get cash, and you got it through the liquor scam. That's the argument. That's the case which is being made.
Rajdeep, I will certainly answer this question, but let me just repeat what I heard Shazia saying, because I am shocked and I am stunned at what she has said. She has actually said that if a BJP leader is caught having corruption, then as an Aam Aadmi, you do your investigation and you file the complaint and you chase the courts. But if an opposition person, if we have to even make a blind allegation, then entire CBI and ED will be put. She is admitted to that on national air today. Thank you, Shazia, for making your position clear. As far as these allegations that Rajdeep you refer to are concerned, BJP has been repeating these empty conversations right from the day one. In the last 10 months, they've been repeating this. My question is simple, Rajdeep. First of all, no two BJP leaders agree कि ये कितना बड़ा scam है. कोई 10,000 करोड़ बोलता है, तो कोई 10 लाख बोलता है, कोई 50 करोड़ बोलता है. They have no number. Second, अगर 10,000 करोड़ का scam है, तो कहाँ पे रखा है? For 10 months, CBI, ED, these are powerful agencies. Thousands of officers are working on it. Where is the money? You've not been able to show the money, and then you say,
they say off the record the money was used for elections. They say off the record money was used for elections.
Even in election, you are saying that the ECI and the agencies of the country cannot raise expenditure during elections. Then you are yourself accepting that we do not have a proper law and order system.
Okay.
Obviously, if these huge amounts are being spent, Rajdeep, there will be some trail. You will have to show evidence.
Okay.
You cannot
so you're saying until there is a conviction from courts, do not presume us to be guilty. The law of the land is innocent till proven guilty. But Oinika Mehrotra, I found it very interesting. The Congress party seems to be rejoicing in AAP's discomfiture. That when the ED turns to Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, National Herald, you cry vendetta. Now when it is Aam Aadmi Party, you're saying, Acha hai, aur karo. How explain this? You seem to be happy.
They raised the issue, Rajiv, do you know that?
Rajiv sir, and at the opening remark I said that ED, CBI, they have been arm twisting by the present regime, and how they have increased from 300 cases to 3,000 cases. I began with that. But having said that, sir, a party who said anti-corruption, Lokpal, we not bear zero tolerance on corruption, now hides behind the garb of education. You're talking about liquor policy, they'll say my education is very good. Imagine the education minister who's hailed, glorified. The American president's wife comes here, sends his own child abroad to study. So you practice what you preach. If they don't do that, it's high time. We've been saying this, that BJP and AAP actually, sir, we've been saying this, and it's proven now, are two sides of the same coin. So one goes down the money power, muscle power.
Jasmine Shah, somewhere you have to accept that this has been an image hit. You cannot deny that. You're an honest man. Your reputation is that you are an anti-corruption party. Now you've got your health minister in jail and he's not got bail for 7 months. Manish has now gone to jail. You've got Vijay Nair, who was your communications in charge, in jail. You can't say this has not been an image hit. And there are reports that even Mr. KEJRIWAL will now be questioned.
Rajdeep, we have been now in politics for 10 years. Aam Aadmi Party has just finished 10 years. We have been the fastest growing national party in 10 years. In this 10 years, 175 plus cases have been put on almost all the entire leadership of AAP, including 40 of our MLAs in Delhi. Whenever the courts decided any of these cases, in each and every case, without exception, the case has been thrown out. and the kind of choicest of words have been given to the prosecution agencies. I would say today it is a badge of honor that if BJP is forgetting all other opposition space, going hammer and tongs only after Aam Aadmi Party, it shows only one thing, that you have only one party and one man to fear as far as the future of BJP is concerned, and that is Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, so you believe that this will actually give you all a boost. I want a final word from you, Shazia Ilmi. आपने एक सवाल का जवाब मुझे नहीं दिया. When will I see the ED landing at Narayan Rane's door? When will I see the ED landing at Yediyurappa's door? When will I see the ED landing at Kripa Shankar's door? In Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka, there is no enforcement directorate. Are we to say that enforcement directorate only operates in opposition ruled states? थोड़ा तो public को बताइए. ये public है, ये सब जानती है. शाजिया इल्मी अंदर क्या है, बाहर क्या है, सब पहचानती है.
जी बिल्कुल, पब्लिक सब जानती है और पब्लिक ये भी जानती है कि किस तरह का करप्शन हुआ है दिल्ली में और बाकायदा सबूतों के साथ. जहां तक आपने इन सब लोगों की बात की जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी में अब हैं, आई डोंट थिंक दैट एनी केस can be diluted or made to twisted to serve them better. Laws remain the same for all whatsoever. The fact of the matter is that any of these, if there is any wrongdoing,
a court ordered Narayan Rane's illegal construction to be demolished. It's
I
not been
remember
touched.
being in Aam Aadmi Party. I remember being in Aam Aadmi Party.
Ma'am, let's have honesty on all sides.
I remember being in Aam Aadmi Party and going. We used to go and raise these issues. Tell me what prevents anybody, including the media, from talking about any specific case and how it has been diluted? The fact of the matter is that charge sheets are being done according to evidence that has been found. And I don't think
I agree with you, ma'am. I agree entirely. I will ask you one last time. When will I see? I agree with you. The Aam Aadmi Party must face their deserts.
But
when will a Neta who's corrupt from the ruling party in Karnataka,
or anybody, even in West Bengal, when we found stashes of notes, this is the argument that is used. The fact of the matter is, corruption is corruption.
Okay, corruption is corruption. Today it's the Aam Aadmi Party which must face the heat.
Does not mean that you can indulge in anything and keep using these names to justify your own.
I'm not justifying. My argument was this country must have a rule of law, not a rule of power. We want, as citizens, everyone who's involved in corruption to be prosecuted. It cannot be that when I change sides, I become a washing machine and my charges are dropped. The AAP must face the charges and the AAP must face the courts of the country. So should Congress, so should BJP. At the moment, BJP leaders are not facing these charges because the moment they switch over, it is washed over. As I said, ye public hai, ye sab janti hai. Let's leave it to the ED to at least recover a bit of a backbone along with the CBI. You must prosecute all. You are IPS officers. Follow what your conscience tells you. Think about it.